Test. Be right there. Be right on, but not quite yet. Hey, I'm here. Okay, I don't know how that works. I had the be right back thing up. I guess it just sits there and says be right back. That's not that exciting. So, gonna go ahead and just post online, and I love to post online. So, because I'm gonna post online, I am, hey, how's it going there? Psychok the Solly, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for chatting too. First time chat. I love this. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the post, and I'm gonna say, oops, I keep leaving up my old pinned post here. Post live, live. I will say when I post this on Twitter, which I try not to do as much. Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the Neon Wyatt card. Absolutely. If you have any other things you want from my card collection on Steam, Psychoc the Solly, I'm more than happy to give them to you. I don't know what to do with those things. We got home team game dev. Wahoo! We got it. I love it. The voice of Mario is in the chat. Betatron's here. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is too much excitement for my morning. I'm gonna need to take a sip of coffee. Good morning, everybody. This is so good to see folks. Hope everybody's doing okay. This has been quite a week. What's up, party people? It's been quite a week, hasn't it? I don't have much to share on my end other than the usual. You'll never guess what's ongoing: the room and the ceiling and the roof. But there you go. Yeah, Beachtron has a point. I was saying what I was kind of going back and forth on whether or not I was going to mention it, but I probably should. Not that I have a voice here or anything. But yesterday, what a bummer, huh? Yeah. Um, I don't have too much to add that other smarter, more eloquent people haven't already said. But I always wanted to get into the games industry, and I really sort of found myself finally feeling like I was there as of basically the beginning of last year, the very end of 2023, working at Riot, and almost immediately saw a small round of layoffs, and then this year another round of layoffs. I've lived around tech and I've lived through layoffs a lot. So they're nothing new to me, but the recent round of stuff, especially with Microsoft, real, real ugly stuff. I think if you're going to play the good guy in the space like the Xbox folks have been, you got to be able to walk the walk, or otherwise it's a real, real bad scene. To the people who lost their jobs, that's just a miserable space. So anyway, I don't have much else to add other than just, man, stop it. The people who make games deserve better. Everybody deserves better. Everybody deserves better than this. The people who don't deserve better are Bobby Kotick and his $375 million payday for, I think, what was it? He got paid that much money for being a gigantic dick. So congrats to him, I guess. And I guess that is the way that this works. But man, what a bummer. So anyway, that won't be what this is all about. However, it is what's said. Do better, people. And yeah. So it's just what it is. But I don't have a good transition. That's maybe something that I'll practice with streaming is having a good transition over from something serious and dark and with some gravity to reading. Let's just go straight into one of these two. What do you think? Should we go into one of these two? I don't know. I posted these two last night and then immediately after was like, well, what about Road Rash? What about Dark Summit on the GameCube? So we'll see what the deal is. And we'll just go with whatever. I'm a little out of breath. I'll say that as well during the this is the part of like if it's a podcast, the hosts just kind of keep on what's it called? They just sort of keep on riffing, and everybody skips it until we get to the MeUndies commercial. So just consider this the skippable pre MeUndies preamble, the BetMGM preamble. Video game manual story time brought to you by BetMGM, and then like a 5-minute commercial telling you to gamble, and then telling you what phone numbers to call if you have an addiction to gambling. So I don't have an addiction to gambling. I do, however, have an addiction to Game Boy instruction booklets. See, I'm telling you, I'm going to work on these transitions, and I'll get there eventually, but I'm not there yet. So this game is called Humans. Let's see. It sounds like is there a black vertical line on your stream? Seeing it on desktop and mobile. Oh, mm-hmm. Is it right here? There. If I do this, sorry about my hand. Is it this? You can see that little vertical line. You know what I probably did? If you're seeing that, if that's the one, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? It's all right. It's how I can maybe we'll say it so that I can see right down. You know what it is? I was trying last night to make some adjustments to you know what it is? You know what it is? If you look here, this is gonna make for great viewing in the future. If you look here, it's at the bottom of the chat window too. So I think it's an opacity thing maybe on the chat window. Psychog the Solly, thanks for coming by. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Good luck with classes. Thanks for hanging out and see you soon. Yeah, so anyway, it's a layer thing. So see, this is what I'm learning. Last night I sat down and I tried to make some changes to the way my stream looks, and apparently I created a problem. So lesson learned, never change anything. Yeah, the new graphic is good. I spent a long time on the new graphic video game story manual story time. I spent about $6,000 or $7,000 just getting it right, so that's important. So yeah, so I don't know. Take another sip of coffee. Mm, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say it was walk or bike to school day for the kids. So I walked them to school and then I ran back. And I'll tell you what, I am pretty out of breath, which is a great sign when you're 40. So yep, 500 iterations on my image. And we'll get there. Maybe another 500 or 600 more. I'll work on it over the next couple of years, and I think we'll get there. But in the meantime, we'll read Humans. I don't know anything about this game. Humans, based on the little bit of work that I did, the very little bit of work that I did trying to figure out what it is, I think it's sort of like a Lemmings kind of game, I think is what it is. It's by Game Tech, who were located in North Miami Beach, Florida back in the day. I didn't realize that. So we've got Introducing the Humans. There's actually a number of pages in here. One thing that I've discovered about video game manuals from the era is that Game Boy manuals are actually not as much fun as you would hope them to be. So this one, I hope, is a little bit different, but I'm going to keep on trying Game Boy games until we get there. Bijutron, they have it on Evercade? Okay. Do you know which collection it's in? Maybe I'll pick that up because I have an Evercade, but I haven't seen this one, so I'd be down to try that. Pico One. Okay. Do I have that? Okay, I'll look that one up. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, introducing the humans, and this starts in a manner that I'm already appreciating. Cool, you bought humans. Nice move. Good play. Slinky slide. Excellent. You made the right choice. We've got some green bits of paper, and you've got the super cool humans game. Hmm. HMM. Humans is a cooperation game. Now, I'm not sure I'm seeing a lot of that these days. Humans is a cooperation game in which you have to direct your primitive tribe through evolution. Well, you'll see all that later. For now, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. And they're correct. It is make sure your Game Boy power switch is turned off. Insert your human's game pack, then turn on the power switch. Nintendo should now be displayed, followed by the title screen and credits. If you wish to skip past the credit screens, press start. This is like how in older movies they do the credits before the movie. Like, it sounds like they were doing that in Humans too. They should bring that back. What's on your Humans screen? That's what I call social media on my phone. You have your selected human. This is the human you are currently controlling. Another human, this human is stacking. That is, he's waiting for another human to climb on top of his shoulders. You have another human, which just says a do nothing slacker. I'm not sure what that means in the context of things. And another human who is picking something up, and it says this human is picking up an object. So there's a scare quotes around that. I'm not quite sure what that means. Controlling the humans, it says humans are quite easy to control, and here is how you do it. The humans you're currently controlling, the human you are currently controlling, has a large arrow above his head to help you identify him. And then it just tells you how to move him. It sounds like this is like Lemmings, but maybe with a little bit more direct control. So I don't know. So stacking a human, using the spear, often brandishing a spear at a dinosaur. Often by brandishing a spear at a dinosaur, the player can hold at bay the mammoth creatures whilst his friends sneak by. I got to play this game. This game sounds great. You have a pole vault. You have a throwing spear. You have a torch. You can ignite the torch and throw it. This game is complicated. Um, Trying to see if there's using the witch doctor. So yeah, maybe this game is from a different era, but his world is dark and mysterious. Only he understands the ancient forbidden knowledge. The witch doctor can summon objects from the spirit world to aid you. However, there is a price to be paid. I'm reading that really dramatically. I don't think this manual is intending for a dramatic reading. You get a score for every level you complete. Um, and yeah, that's mostly it. However, they did give us something a little bit more fun at the end. See, I told you Game Boy manuals tend to be a little bit dry. They seem to be very into explaining um, the actual components of the gameplay in excruciating detail, which is helpful, but maybe not as much fun. However, that's right. Thank you, Beatrion. The reading is my art, and I'll interpret this as I will. This is what I do. So I'm going to bring to you the dramatic reading of Human Nature by Rod V. Humble. It says, "What is a human? Humans are small, squidgy pink creatures with four semi-articulated limbs. These limbs can be used for moving around or manipulating objects in a similar manner to normal appendages. In addition to these limbs, humans have a head, in quotes, which houses the human's visual, audio, olfactory, and mental operating units. This rather odd configuration means that the humans often seem confused by the amount of information they received. So we can see that, physically, the humans, although strangely formed, are not particularly outstanding. Where the humans really stand out is in the brain area. What makes humans so lovable is their amusing habit of repeating the same mistakes again and again. Rod V. Humble has it in for us. He knows. Humans are incredibly stupid creatures. For instance, they have discovered fire no less than 10 times throughout their history, but each time it's gone out. I like this manual now. Where do humans live? Humans inhabit a highly volcanic area which is virtually swarming with huge carnivorous lizards, poisonous plants, treacherous water filled potholes, and lava flows. Typically, the humans have never thought of moving away from home. What do humans eat? Wait, are you telling me? Hold on. It sounds like in chat, Rod Humble is a real person. I thought Rod V Humble was just a name that they came up with. Is Rod Humble real? Oh my God. Rod Humble is a real person. Oh my God. I'm going to click on the link. Let's see if this breaks my whole computer. I'm clicking on the link. No one is going to be able to see this but me. It says, oh my God. He's the former CEO of Linden Lab, Second Life people, and the former executive vice president of the EA play level of EA, Paradox. Holy smokes. He's EverQuest, Subspace. Oh my God, you're not kidding. So we are getting I'm gonna consider this a special guest appearance by a real life video game luminary. So thank you to Rod Humble for writing this. And Rod, if you see this, if you're watching, Rod, I really do like this. This is very entertaining stuff. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I knew this manual was going to bring us something special. I love it. What do humans eat? Poisonous plants once, poorly or very small carnivorous lizards, lava for vindaloo lizard, and each other. That's grim. That part's a little bit grim. How do humans protect themselves against drought, famine, plague, storms, typhoons, floods, tidal waves, etc.? Prayer. Who do humans pray to? There are two gods that humans worship. First, there is Mug, the great golden idol. Mug is worshipped to make the crops grow, give good luck, victory in battle, and good health. Second, there is the Great Rock. The Great Rock is worshipped in all manners involving rocks. For example, O Great Rock, Please do not let them drop that rock on me. Oh, please, great rock, do not let them throw that rock at me, etc. Gizmo Gladstone's here. I worship mugs, usually at happy hour. That's right. Yes, mugs. People who worship mug know that it's 5 o'clock somewhere all the time. This is amazing. I had no idea. This is the best thing in the world. We've learned that Rod Humble is a real person who wrote a very entertaining component of the Humans Manual, a game I'd never heard of, but apparently is available for play on the Pico 1 cartridge of the Evercade, which means that you don't have to go seek out a Game Boy copy of it to play it. Although I kind of want to. I think I know what I'm going to be doing at lunch break today. So, what currency do the humans use for exchange of goods and barter? Height. The human's economy is based on height and strength. Honestly, I remember when was it Al Gore versus George Bush? That was the whole thing. They were like, "Who's taller? Who's taller?" And which one would you rather have a mug with? Was a great thing. See, the manual is not too far off from reality. For example, give me that meat because I am bigger than you. The system works with varying amounts of success. What is the human's greatest achievement so far? The invention of the comb. What is the human's greatest mistake so far? The discovery of fire and the accompanying forest fires. As a California, as a Californian, I that is true. Helping the humans. Obviously, the humans need help. I think that's going to be on my tombstone. Obviously, the humans need help. That is where you come in. Can you direct the humans through evolution? To do this, they will have to make many momentous leaps to rise above the animals. Can they tame the awesome force of fire? Can they master the complexities of the wheel? Will they realize that fur is out of fashion? All these questions must be answered by you. Can they survive in a world 4,000 years away from the invention of deodorant? I like that they throw that one in. That's like just the last thought. It's a completely they've already gone through the main thing and they're like, "Wait, one more thing. The invention of deodorant. These humans are stinky," is what we're learning. Hints and tips. Humans can only fall short distances. I feel that. Avoid long drops. Many foolish humans hold dry diving contests off the edges of cliffs. You should not allow your humans to attempt this. Humans should not engage dinosaurs in unarmed combat. Use a spear from a distance. Some humans indulge in the sport of dinosaur baiting. Most dinosaurs are at least 30 feet high and have teeth larger than a human's head. For this reason, dinosaur baiting is discouraged except when supervised by an adult in the privacy of a cave. You may encounter another tribe of humans in the game. These dastardly chaps will thwart you at every turn. He's British. But have no fear. They can easily be removed by giving them a good dose of Mr. Spear. Yeah. Eat spear, Dino. And then there's the human history. This manual has a lot. I like it too. So this okay. Quick aside. This Bijatron points out that this game was ported to the Amiga CD32, Atari Falcon, Atari Jaguar, Atari Lynx, Game Boy, DOS, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and the Evercade. That is that's like what the era was like, right? I feel like there was like Zool was like that, and was it no, maybe not Zool. There was another game that's like it's just on everything. There's a few of those games that were just ported to every single thing. I'd like to know the business set behind that. Myst. Here we go. Home Team Game Dev, another opportunity. Myst. Mac OS, Saturn, PlayStation, 3DO, Microsoft Windows, Atari Jaguar CD, CDI, Amiga OS, Pocket PC, PlayStation Portable, Nintendo DS, iOS, Nintendo 3DS, Android, Oculus Quest 2, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Jeez. Oh, that's got to be one of the most ported games of all time. Mortal Kombat 2 has to be up there too, right? Mortal Kombat 2 specifically. Whoa. Okay. I'm just going to read the chat here because the chat is the best part of this whole thing. Bijatron points out that holy smokes, the Humans composer also did Horizon Chase Turbo 1 and 2. Do you happen to know, Bijatron, the name of the composer? Because this manual, and that's going to be a big knock. This manual does not have credits, although apparently they're at the beginning of the game, so maybe it makes up for it. Barry Barry Leitch, Leitch, did the composition, the music for Horizon Chase Turbo 1 and 2. Those are good games. Horizon Chase Turbo, good games. Um, And those are those Sumo Digital? So maybe there's like a lineage here of UK devs just sort of moving up from humans. We're learning a lot. We're learning a lot. Ian Howe is credited as a composer as well. The Precambrian human history, 4.6 billion years ago, the Earth arrives late and proves to be a defective model without any life on it. Then, the Precambrian era lasts 4 billion years, and it's difficult to see what progress was made. Continents arrived, late again, with oceans. The first forms of ancient life started to form in the oceans, and these had little or no concept of fashion except the very basic shell based swimwear. Paleozoic, 570 million years ago, Larry, the labyrinthodont gets washed up on a beach from the ocean and discovers, to his amazement, that he can breathe the air. Slithering for joy, he begins to explore the multitudes of new sights and sounds that lie before him. Unfortunately, Larry's island paradise is, in fact, the top of an underwater volcano that erupts 11 seconds after Larry arrives on the beach. Therefore, Larry holds the singular distinction of being not only the first life form on land, but also the first life form in space. This a dad wrote this. Beachwear is invented and used by lizards. Mesozoic, 250 million years ago. Dinosaurs arrive, thrive, and die. No one knows for certain why the dinosaurs became extinct, but it should be borne in mind that as the average size of a dinosaur was around 45 feet high, finding fashionable clothes that fit was an impossible dream. At the time of the dinosaurs' fashion crisis, birds began sporting their new featherwear, and mammals were showing off their fur for all seasons. Unable to take the shame anymore, the dinosaurs became extinct through lack of credibility and are the first fashion victims in history. Then there's the Cenozoic, 66 million years ago. A glorious age of spreading life, the planet is filled with mammals, birds, and lush vegetation. This paradise looks forward to millions of years of tranquility and peace. Unfortunately, as it is looking forward, man creeps up behind it and clubs it senseless. This tragic incident ends the sad life of the Cenozoic era. The humans have truly arrived. Genuinely, I think that this game manual speaks to some uh, continued truths about humanity, and I love it for one. That's the end of the manual for humans, which I started off thinking maybe this one's not working so good. Next time, what I'll do is I'll move the chat a bit to the side. Hi. Um, I'll sit over here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think I can change this mid. Can I edit the scene mid stream? It's still being used. Let's try something. Chat box. And then I'm going to see if I can do this. And if I do this, hey, did it change? We'll do it live. Okay, very good. So humans on Game Boy, humans on Amiga, humans on Pico 1 cartridge, humans everywhere. Just like in real life, there's no escaping the humans, but you won't want to escape them because the manual is a lot of fun. So thank you to humans. I'm going to take a quick coffee break. Mm-mm-mm. I have a question for anybody watching, if anybody's watching. There have been some chats. Beijatron's there, Home Team Game Dev, uh, um, Gizmo, Gladstone. We got a number of folks in here, but it says one viewer. Is that count up at the top accurate for anybody who does this? It doesn't really matter. I'm just sort of having fun. So if it's just one of us, if it's just the two of us, that's great. But I've seen that it sort of fluctuates in weird ways. So I don't know. Anyway, I guess it's not accurate. Okay, yeah, I've only seen like one the whole time. At one point there were three, and then it dropped way down. I just need to turn that thing off because it scares me. If it goes up, I'm like, great, this is fun. I'm doing a good job. And then if it leaves, if it goes down to one, I'm like, man, I said something terrible. But you know what? If you leave during humans, I guess that's on you. Um, so okay, there's a few folks in there. Thank you everybody watching. Thank you, at least the three of us watching. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and read another manual. Let's read. Let's read Dino Crisis 2. Let's stick with the dinos and the human thing. I didn't think about this, but clearly this is a dinosaurs and humans let's call it coexisting day. I don't quite know. It looks like I still have the ability to pick up 20 points in the Capcom Edge program. I can take it to the Edge, the Capcom Edge. Join, and I'm going to send this in. So join the ranks of the world's gaming elite. Yeah. And earn Capcom Edge points every time you buy the Capcom games you love. Collect more points and get all kinds of cool stuff like t shirts, watches, and sunglasses. Oh, sunglasses, portable stereo. There's no comma after sunglasses, so this is confusing. Sunglasses, portable stereos, and other Capcom Edge gear. Don't fight it. Join today. Um, I want a Capcom watch, like a late 90s, early 2000s Capcom watch from the Capcom Edge Club. I want it. So we're gonna read. If we're gonna read some Dino Crisis 2. I think one of the first manuals that I read when I was playing around with this idea was the original Dino Crisis. Um, I have not reread it because I think I want to keep it so that I'm only reading a new manual. But maybe I'll do a Dino Crisis day one day. But in the meantime, maybe I'm gonna try to find a copy of Dino Crisis 3 for cheap because I don't want to spend any money on these manuals. I want these manuals to be as cheap as humanly possible. But maybe I'll do Dino Crisis Day when I get Dino Crisis 3 because I can only imagine Dino Crisis 3, which is the one in space, has an interesting manual. So here we go. Just so you know, the contents are setting up controls, drop in on danger, Regina, Dylan, David, mysterious survivors, and dinosaurs. So I think we know where we're going. Tells you about the memory cards, setting it up your PlayStation 1. The Dino Crisis 2 is compatible with your Dual Shock analog controller in both analog and digital modes. Um, my take is that there has never been an analog stick that feels quite as good as the PlayStation 1 DualShock analog sticks. Those are the best. Um, so Home Team Game Dev says box of random manuals without games totally sounds like something that could be found online that someone found in the attic. Yes, but generally what I found is that, and I've gotten a few like good deals where it's like here's like 40 of them for 15 bucks or something. Like that's okay. But a large number of those that I found online, people get them, they have them. They're like, "Oh, cool, I'm rich because video game stuff is valuable now." Then they put it on eBay and the starting bid is like $130 for, 30 or 40 N64 manuals. And I'm like, not so much. So I just need someone to yeah, they're some of them are expensive. Some of them are not. But then people really try to gouge you when you're buying individual ones. Which I guess makes sense, but I didn't get gouged on Dino Crisis 2 where we get to drop in on danger. 1 year has passed since Regina's fight for survival against raging dinosaurs and the capture of the rogue scientist, Dr. Kirk. Despite dangers, the government has recklessly resumed the massive research on third energy. The heedless quest for immediate results and neglect of precautions has predictable consequences. This sounds a lot like the recent acquisition news, honestly. The heedless quest for immediate results and neglect of precautions. God, I'm so mad. Has predictable consequences. Sorry, I'm going to focus. Another accident looms. Suddenly, a military base, a research institute, and an entire town mysteriously vanish. Now, a special mission to rescue survivors, uncover the mystery, and recover the missing research data begins. Armed with the latest in heavy artillery, a hand picked team heads into the unknown. Into the unknown. A dangerous jungle from another time. This is Frozen 3. Only Regina has an inkling of the adrenaline pumping prehistoric challenge the team will soon encounter. Dot, dot, dot. And then there's a space, and then it says pure terror. So tough luck for Regina, who is 24 years old, according to her character bio. We got some character bios. Regina is 24 years old. She is 5'9", and she's from the SORT team, Secret Operation Raid Team. It says on the side here that Regina can short circuit some electrically locked doors with her large stun gun. Check in front. Check in front of a door. Okay. An expert in stealth missions, Regina is a member of an espionage agency that reports directly to the government. She is a survivor of last year's mission to capture Dr. Kirk. Considering her outstanding past performance, the agency tagged her once again for this mission. Agility and cool composure in any situation are her biggest strengths. Then there's Dylan. Dylan has, I'm not going to sure if you're going to be able to see this. Dylan has a really cool, like 90s guy haircut here. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a pretty cool haircut. Kind of like a bowl cut thing, bleach tips. He's only 25, so this guy's a baby. Dylan Morton. He's 25, he's 5'11", and his team is the Trat team. Trat. Tactical recon Tactical reconnoitering and acquisition team. Dylan is a true soldier. A member of a special task force in the Army, his extremely strong body and mind can endure any adverse circumstances. Though somewhat lacking in agility, Dylan's strength makes him excellent at handling heavy firearms. He will realize his destiny during this mission. Dylan's extremely strong body. Then we've got David, who David Fork. We are meeting David Fork now. He's waving at us. Hi, Dylan. Everybody say hi to Dylan. Dylan Fork. Dylan Fork. Dylan Fork is only 23 years old. So he's a happy go lucky 23-year-old guy, just cruising through life. He's 6 feet tall. He's also on Trat. He's a member of Dylan's special task force. David's humorous take on danger keeps the team's morale high. A weekend wrangler, he wears his favorite cowboy hat constantly. Though weaker than David in fighting ability, David's compassion for his friends is an indispensable asset to the team. We love, we love David. Hi, David. David Fork. Then, mysterious survivors. It's just a bunch of leather people. Leather lady, leather motorcycle mask guys. Regina and Dylan encounter mysterious survivors in Edward City. For some reason, these eerie individuals are hostile to the rescue team and attack them persistently. They hold a significant clue to the riddle of Edward City's disappearance. Ooh, Gizmo Gladstone. Yes, if you ever want to bring in if you want to ever want to co-host, we could do some manuals together. I'd be down with that. We could do that sort of thing. That'd be kind of fun. Hey, hello, Bash MN. Thanks for joining. We are reading Dino Crisis 2. Yeah, sorry. We were just introduced to the famous character David Fork from Dino Crisis 2. And we are about to learn a little bit about dinosaurs. So the real stars of the show, we're about to get a little education in dinos. So here we go. Yes, David Fork is not quite as strong as Dylan. Dylan Morton was his name, because Dylan Morton has an extremely strong body, as they say. He has an extremely strong body, but David Fork is a really good friend, so it makes up for it. Those are the key differences. Dinosaurs. Name. Allosaur. Type. Medium carnivore. Length 27 feet 10 inches and height 9 feet 11 inches. Though not as big as Tyrannosaur, Allosaur can attack incredibly fast in spite of its size. Then we have a velociraptor. It's a small carnivore, 14 feet 9 inches, 5 foot 11 feet tall. I think these are all just the T-Rexes from Jurassic Park. They hadn't discovered, aren't like actual velociraptors pretty small? I thought they were like really small. They're just like little like angry chickens. I could be wrong. I'm not sure where I learned that. I'm actually not sure why I think that. I have no idea. I could be completely wrong about that. Anyway, velociraptors, they're very small. That's the new reality. They're tiny chickens. Velociraptors attacks Velociraptor. Yeah, they're little, like a dog size. There we go. Thank you, Bashaman. Yeah. Unfortunately, Jurassic Park was wrong. They had feathers, right? We can't have dinosaurs in movies with feathers. I'm gonna be honest. We can't. They're just not. We don't know anything. Yeah, you're right. We don't know anything about dinosaurs, and so as such, we can make them whatever we want to. And okay, the ones in Jurassic Park are based off of a different dino. That makes some sense. I think that dino is way cooler than an actual velociraptor, but unfortunately, Velociraptor is a really cool name. So I think that they have to be together. Um, the velociraptor attacks with its sharp front claws while maneuvering on its rear legs. It is very agile and has excellent jumping ability. They're clever girls. Then there's the pteranodon. The pteranodon is the best known pterodactyl. Pteranodon's wingspan can stretch out as long as 20 feet. Pteranodon would be great at basketball. Pteranodon surrounds its victims and attacks in groups. I learned a lot about pteranodons from the PBS show Dinosaur Train, which my kids watched all the time for a while during the pandemic. So, pteranodons, learn about them. Jim Henson production, decent show. Tyrannosaur is famous. It's no Bluey, but it's a good show. Tyrannosaur is famous for being the strongest carnivore to walk the face of the earth. It hunts other dinosaurs using its huge body and fearsome teeth to attack prey. What I'm hearing is that between the Tyrannosaur's huge body and Dylan Morton's very strong body, I think that the two of them need to get into a fist fight and see who wins. I think Dylan might win because the Tyrannosaurus Rex has short arms. So um, let's see. We'll our sponsored BetMGM will allow you to do prop bets on who would win between Dylan Morton and a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'm putting my money on Dylan. There's not a lot else here of interest except for learning about extinct points and bonus points. Oh, arm wrestling. Arm wrestling. Dylan wins. Dylan wins in hands down. Um, then you got game over, continue, damage, recovery. There you go. You want to learn about the Brady Games manual, the Brady Games booklet. Like to time travel? Then pack up and visit some old friends. Some very old friends. And don't forget the Brady Games Dino Crisis 2 official strategy guide. Complete walkthrough for each area, detailed area maps, secrets revealed. You can purchase it online or at your local electronics book or software retailer. It's $12.99 US, 11.50 in the UK. So there you go. 20, 20 points, 20 Capcom Edge points for Dino Crisis 2. Um, I don't see a guy named Arnold or Dutch, but you know what? There were mysterious survivors who I haven't played the game. I've only played the first one. I presume the mysterious survivors start as enemies and wind up being friends. That's my guess. Or maybe one of your friends on your team, one of your named friends. Maybe somebody like um, David Fork would be one of the bad guys, and then maybe you find that. I don't know. I'm coming up with ideas. I think what I'm learning is that I should take the day off of work and go play Dino Crisis 2. I don't have Dino Crisis 2. I only have the manual, but maybe one day. Um, let's go ahead. You know what? Usually I just do the two. Um, the dinosaurs really got me going though. So I'm gonna go ahead and read a little bit of. Hmm. Okay. I don't think either of these is too long. So should I read Road Rash on PlayStation or Silent Scope? What would people like to hear? Got Silent Scope for a couple of bucks at half price books in Berkeley. Okay, we got one vote for Road Rash. I might just go with Road Rash because I don't have to open the box. I think Silent Scope might be a little longer. Yeah, Beatron, we can't lose. That's right. We're going to be so tired of winning after reading all these manuals today. Okay, Road Rash. Let's go for it. The black line is gone. Yes, Beatron. I think that's because I switched the shape of the chat. I think before I had it like really wide and shallow. So I think it's gone now. Let's read a little about Road Rash. I don't, unfortunately, the one problem with only having the manuals is I don't have the back of the box where some of that real good marketing is. So I don't have that, but I do have the manual. And they're going to give us a lawyer's blurb. One thing that I really appreciate from this era of extreme sports gaming. I love to play extreme. I love extreme sports gaming. And they always have a lawyer's blurb where sometimes they're just very serious, like, "Hey, don't be an idiot on the road." This is the PlayStation version. Yes, the PlayStation version of Road Rash. Um, one day I might get a few of the other versions as well and sort of see what the difference is. I'm starting to learn a little bit about the different vibes of the different systems. Jaguar games seem to have incredible manuals. Um, 3DO games I thought would have great manuals. Not so much. They have very minimal manuals in the experiences that I've seen. So, Road Rash. we've got here. My Slack is like blowing up on my watch right now, so I'm sorry about that. So we'll do this. We got the lawyer's blurb. We got the lawyer's blurb. We hope. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The Destruction Derby had a big one too. I like it when they. I think two at one extreme because they like the Extreme Games game on PlayStation. Two extreme, one extreme. They all have stuff like that too, and they're like, we know you like being hardcore, but please take it easy. So we hope you find Road Rash as entertaining as we do. Games are a great way to act out fantasies in a virtual environment where nobody gets hurt. This game is meant for entertainment purposes only. Events in the game and in the video are fantasy and are not meant to model reality in any way. In the real world, if you run from the police, you'll go to jail. If you fall off your bike, you might not get back up. There's only one place for racing, a closed circuit racetrack. There's only one way to ride, within the limits of your abilities and with full protective gear. Use your head. That's pretty good. It's only one way to ride. Like they're just like, no, they're cutting this out. Road Rash explodes onto the PlayStation game console with more attitude and aggression than ever before. We've packed. There was a noise. There was a noise on my stream. That was really scary. Oh, is it a follow? Okay, that was really scary. Road Rash explodes onto the PlayStation with more attitude and aggression than ever before. We've packed the world's most successful racing slash combat game with awesome 3D animations, tons of reactive video sequences, and some of the nastiest characters you'll find this side of anywhere. Reactive video sequences. Um, and for your parents' listening comfort, we've thrown in 14 original songs from 6 of the hottest alternative bands A&M Records has to offer. Check out the adrenaline pumping Road Rash introductory sequence. This is so cool. They're just like, you got to check out the opening cinematic. Check out the adrenaline pumping Road Rash introductory sequence. Then sign up and race the circuit yourself. Road Rash contains 5 all new courses in 5 unique locations up and down the Golden State, from the tip of the Sierra Nevada to the shores of the city by the bay. Hey, that's here. Place in one of the top 3 positions on each track to advance to the next level. Qualify on each of the 5 courses of the 5th level to walk away with the Road Rash Cup, the respect of your peers, and a bladder full of the bubbly stuff. And your parents said you'd never amount to anything. Road Rash features includes 5 race environments offering heart-stopping realism and the lawless high-speed action Road Rash fans expect. 15 killer cycles including nitro-equipped superbikes, live action video, and raw, energetic music featuring Soundgarden, Paw, Swerve Driver, Therapy with a question mark, Monster Magnet, and Hammerbox. Soundgarden was a hell of a catch. 7 memory slots to save your games in progress. PlayStation memory card required. That one's less exciting. Um, the startup menu, it says this is one of those manuals that I enjoy, where they give you a little flavor on every front. The startup menu, a dark, damp alley in the toughest part of town. Nobody, not even your high school guidance counselor, imagined you'd sink this low. You're a road rasher now, and it's all about satisfying your fix for the next race. Um, the stripped down, no frills version of Road Rash. This is the thrash mode. Just pick a track, parenthetically, set restroom options if you want. I don't know what that means. Then hit the road. Um, who's afraid of the big bad game mode? If you think you're all that and a bag of chips, enter the big game mode and see what you're really made of. I think that's cool. Yeah. Character selection. Remember those people you grew up with who, when you moved on to high school, seemed to fall off the face of the earth? Well, we combed all the bowling alleys, water towers, and movie theater parking lots in town till we rounded them up. Choose your alter ego at the character selection screen. You can base your decision on bike, personality, size, and bank account. Size, maybe Dylan Morton. Dylan Morton and his very strong body would be a good choice in this game. As a rule of thumb, smaller thrashers ride more quickly, while bigger rashers, excuse me, pack more punch. Rashers with bigger bank accounts, well, they've got more money. Straightforward. You can choose your characters. You got Der Panzer Club. Der Panzer Club is where the road rashers gather to soak up a little liquid courage before context. They're telling you to drink and drive. From the club, I don't subscribe to that, but they do. The lawyers who made Road Rash say it's okay. From the club, you can sign up for the next race on the circuit, schmooze with those select few rashers who can speak in complete sentences, or hit the restroom to adjust things. Schmooze. In addition to its speed, aggression, and vice, the Road Rash scene is kind of a social scene, demented and sad, but social. Cozy up to your favorite delinquents and find out what's on their dim-witted minds. Idiots. They're dim-witted minds. They're so mean to their characters. There's a bulletin board at their Panzer Club with postcards of all the tracks on the Road Rash circuit. This is where you sign up for your next race. All right. Um, this is a longer manual than I anticipated. We got 5 minutes. Should I keep going for a minute? I'll keep going for a minute. I'm not going to read all this, and then we got to go. I got to go to a meeting. I have to work. The city. Rage through the most beautiful city in the world where cable cars climb halfway to the stars. Commuters, pedestrians, and buildings, lots of them, make this one of the most challenging courses you'll face. Leave your heart in the city, but try to take the rest of your vital organs with you when you go. The peninsula. Think you smell bacon? Wouldn't surprise us. The peninsula boasts more cops than doctors and lawyers combined, and that's quite a feat for this affluent suburb. Your average rasher has a rap sheet as long as his or her arm and can bet the majority of it came from busts during races on the peninsula. Having spent some time down on the peninsula, it's true. Not as bad as Marin, though. Pacific Highway. A pleasant ride through a beachside community. Not much traffic and very little threat from the fuzz. Sounds like a piece of cake, right? Wrong. The Pacific Highway is the most demanding course on the circuit. Its narrow tunnels, sharp corners, and sheer cliffs have brought lesser rashers to their skinned knees. I like this. I should play this Road Rash again. I have not played this in a long time, but I know you can tell the people who made this lived here, which is kind of nice. Sierra Nevada. I'm a sucker for games based on places I know. I'm sorry. The Sierra Nevada course was a far easier ride before the latest logging restrictions went into effect. These days, it seems, every time you stray from the asphalt, you run the risk into slamming into an evergreen. The branches may cushion your blow a bit, but the damage gauge is not quite as forgiving. So lesson learned, deforestation is good for racing. Napa Valley, what is it about Napa Valley that draws Sunday drivers in droves? The historic wineries, the rolling hills, the organic mud baths? Napa Valley may be the only course where you're safer riding in the left-hand lane than to the right. It's up to you, but rear-ending grandpa can be almost as damaging as a head-on collision. Real life does need a damage gauge. I'm going to see if there's anything else to read here. Okay, real quick, I'll just tell you a little bit about the bikes themselves. The rat bikes are the plankton of the racing food chain. Don't stay in this class long. You'll be lucky to qualify beyond level 2 on one of these sorry cycles. Sport bikes. As you move up the sport bike class, you may need to adjust your riding technique a bit. Brake into turns more often and keep your eyes peeled for oncoming cars. Decision-making time becomes a luxury. And then the superbikes. When you got the funds to make a purchase from the superbike showroom, you are probably set to compete for the Road Rash Cup. We've taken care of the speed. All you got to do is survive on these crotch rockets. We got to start saying crotch rockets more often. Stamina meter. I'm not going to read about the stamina meter. I'm sure there's actually some good stuff in here because there's flavor in every bit of writing in this manual. But because I have a meeting in 2 minutes, the end of the race, you can cross the line, major achievement. Uh, yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go to the credits real quick. You know what? I'm going to say this. Beijatron, the Skitchen manual. I actually don't think it's all that. I don't think it's all that good. I don't think there's as much let's say flavor again as you would expect. I looked it up online and I was like, I need to get a manual. I need to get a copy. I have a copy of the game. I have the box. I have all that sort of stuff, but I don't have the manual. And my memory of it is that it does not quite match the beauty, the genius, the artistry of the game itself. I love Skitchen. The Road Rash PlayStation team includes product testing from Richard Andrikin, David Costa, Alex DeRico, Randy Eckert, Ben Lopez, and Aaron McClay. And the quality assurance team is Jeff Cheapshot Juco, Mike Da Crusher Edison, and Jesse Abney. And this actually tells you the original version credits as well, which is kind of cool. They should do that in more things. I think was it Pac-Man World didn't include the original credits, so they should do that. Home Team Game Dev says new project idea for all of our copious spare time. Although I know I love the idea. Write the manual story some of these games should have had. I think that's absolutely correct. There are a number of games out there where there should have been a really out there story, a really good story, some really nice flavor, and they don't have it. So maybe it's up to us when we all become extremely rich and have all the free time in the world, that can be what we give back to society, maybe. Haunting starring Poltergeist is okay. So I will say that Haunting starring Poltergeist is a top choice. That manual I can't seem to find for under $40 though, so I want that, and I can download it from the internet. But I don't know. I like to read these things. So yeah. So let's go ahead and call it there. I've got to go to a meeting. But I really appreciate everybody for coming in. Um, and maybe next time we'll read some Dark Summit. I love this era of sports games. So we'll see what we do. See you next time. Thank you everybody for popping in. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for putting up with the chat window blocking me for half the time. Although we're all here for the manuals, so I think it's okay. See you next time. Let's get working on some manuals to make up for the ones that didn't get their due just I don't know didn't get what they needed during credits before. I don't know what I'm talking about. I gotta go. This augurs great for my meeting. See you later. Bye. Bye.